welcome to Botches Off Road. And it's just going to be a little me and Mark action today. Alex has,
Yep.
I don't know, what has he got going on? I think he just wanted to play.
Something helping his mother.
Yeah. Something like that. We postponed it for a day to record, and then he backed out on us, so dang it. So I guess we're going to do a little wrap. What did we do this weekend? I had a pretty interesting weekend. How about you, Mark?
I went car shopping with Alex.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Or truck shopping. Pretty good. Couple of the trucks that he originally looked at were all fucking lemons.
Yeah. Not surprising.
Yeah. No. A lot of them had some form of an issue dealing with exhaust or had a major blowback issue. I think we looked at 5 trucks.
Yeah.
I think he settled on the 6th truck. The 5th truck we looked at.
Man. And what is that, a 2014? Is that what it was?
2014 F-250. I believe the 6.7.
Yeah, I think, or was it 6.7 or 6.5?
I think it was a 6.7.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Black, right?
Pictures I can tell. Yep. Black.
It's pretty clean looking truck. You sent
Black
one
with
picture,
chrome.
but that's all I've seen of it so far. And then I think you went and picked it up yesterday, towed it home,
Yep.
and then towed the car that he drove down there on the trailer with it. So it was a good break-in to see if it would actually get back home and everything. So from what he said, it needs a couple of things, but it's drivable and good to go. So
Yeah, I think the front needs to get alignment done. It needs a new headlight. The one headlight has a crack in it. And then we need to work on the body mounts this weekend.
yeah. So, yeah, a few things, but at least he's got a running vehicle right now. Only costs 2 arms and a leg. So, yeah, that was, and you do anything during the week? Anything with your truck or anything?
No, truck's still held up in the shop. Apparently I pinched the wire when I rerouted the knock sensor wire.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't get the knock sensor old harness out of the valley fully. So we rerouted it, thinking it might be an okay area where we routed it, but I guess we pinched or broke a wire doing that. They called, I think it was Monday, they called Alex to let him know that he got it done, but that all my fuel injectors I put in are all bad now.
Oh, my God. I wonder if it, shorted them out.
Last I knew they're
having that bad wire or something.
I don't know. Something happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something happened, so they're all getting replaced. We're waiting for it to be shipped in, so I probably won't see the truck until next week at this point.
Wow. Well, at least you'll be getting that back soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I had a U-joint go to toast for me this last week. And I wanted to go to Rigs and Coffee Sunday, so we found out on Friday. Sienna came home from work and was like, "There's a new sound." And I'm like, "Oh, fucking fantastic. Love hearing that." So when I took it on a drive, didn't hear anything. And she's like, "No, I'm not fucking crazy. I know there's a sound. I know it." So we took it down Prairie, and all of a sudden the sound started. And it was loud. It sounded like, I don't know, like a pipe hitting a metal fan blade. Just ding. And I was freaking out. I'm like, dude, I had my head out the window. I could hear it only happening in low speeds. And I was like, I bet you that's my diff. My diff's finally leaving the chat. So I got out, let her drive it around a little bit. I got under the truck, put my hand on it while she threw it in gear and everything, and it felt like it was still the diff. So we held our heads very low and went home, and I called Alex up and told him what was going on, and he's like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm as far as I know, I am." And I explained the sound, and he goes, "That sounds like a lot like a U-joint." I'm like, "Really?" "Yeah." So I went and checked, looked at my U-joint, and sure as shit, that U-joint was shot, which was great. So we looked around everywhere to try to get it fixed that night so that we could, have it for Sunday. Alex is going to check out that truck, so he wasn't going to be there till on Saturday. So we waited, tried to find a U-joint, and apparently nobody had a U-joint and it had to be shipped in from GR. And they got there Saturday at about 3 p.m. or something like that. So I went, refilled my diff because I was checking my diff earlier when I thought it was that. Refilled that, and we got out there, picked it up, came back, and waited a couple hours till Alex was supposed to be home, and I pulled out to his house to use the press he had, and we spent the next couple hours. Mark helped a lot, and Alex helped a lot, just trying to get the press and everything to pop that U-joint out, and it was kind of a bitch.
Yeah,
that U-joint was dust. It was rusty, dusty. At one point, it was pressing so hard that it flew across the shed, and like three different pieces. It was like ricocheted. And but yeah, finally we got that out. Got the new one in. Took it up and on the road, and holy crap! It felt like I just added, 50 horse to the car. Like it did. Like it was like a significant increase in acceleration and everything. It felt easier. Shaking that I didn't know necessarily was the cause of that went away. Steering wheel shake kind of went away a little. Just everything felt better. And so, yeah, I went on my merry way, and Sunday we got everything packed in the tent. I'm sorry, not packed in the tent. We got the tent packed on the truck, and we did rigs and coffee. But I did skip some stuff. We spent most of the day Saturday pulling stuff out of the truck and putting stuff into the truck. Pulling the winter gear out, cleaning it out, putting the camp gear in for the summer, the season. And Sienna and I, while we were waiting, she had a day off on Saturday finally. And so we just started plugging away at it. I knew that I had to get the tent on the roof. It was not going to fit in the truck. So we started trying to pull gear and, what would you consolidate gear into one box and get rid of doubles of tools that I didn't need. So we ended up getting rid of all the boxes on the right side of the truck that was holding recovery gear and tools and all that. And we mounted one of them on the back wheel at a spare tire tray. So we mounted one box with the recovery gear and the back tire. Then we got everything else consolidated into a box, and I have that inside the truck. And then we took it's a 60-40 split in the rear seat, and I took the 60 out and put that inside. So we have that whole flat area now, and then we put a couple tools in there. We got more space. I lifted up my shelf platform that I had some of my drawers and stuff on in the back, just a couple inches so that it stopped rubbing against the fridge. So yeah, we did a bunch of that stuff, and then we went to Rigs and Coffee. We got to Rigs and Coffee, and it was a different location than last time. It was basically like a park pavilion area. It was
yeah, that's what it's like, a little park there in Hopkins.
Yeah, and it was right there next to the fire department. It was basically just it was very weird. Like it'd be like parking in the front of Grant High School, just right there on the lawn. It was weird.
Oh yeah.
And we had a really good turnout. Lots of cars there. It filled up the little. It's a smaller area than the parking lot, and
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that.
yeah, I would say it's probably about half the size, or close to it, of usable, like area. And it was super soft, dude. Like it was.
I kind of saw one of them. I think the Lexus is like the Lexus had that was next to you.
Yep.
Fucking tore up the grass.
Yeah,
or something.
I actually pointed that out too. But you know how Alex's ground is kind of spongy there next to his shed? You step on it, and you could feel your foot smush. Yeah, that's pretty much how it was.
Yep.
And so we all got parked out there though. It got really nice out, and I set up the tent in the front. So we had a little lounge area, and people could look at the tent. They asked about it, and yeah, we got to see some people we haven't seen in a year, or since New Year anyway. But we saw Derek, we saw a couple other of the guys that always come up, and then we saw an Isuzu Via Cross that showed up. That was pretty cool to see.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was dope. We had Volkswagen guy with his. What was it? What do they call that? Touareg? Something like that. It's the all-wheel drive version.
I didn't see the picture.
But it was that silver Touareg, and he has another car cut in half, another Volkswagen cut in half, and it's his like camp trailer.
Oh, you're talking about that
Yeah.
one. He has the giant basket on there.
Yeah. So that guy showed up. Like I said, the normal people, and yeah, they had some good cookies, and my kid ate about 1,000 of them. And then Derek's kids brought out their 3D printed rock crawling course. That was sick, Mark. I think you would have loved that. Like you, Shane.
Yeah.
That was sick. Like they had their little Land Cruisers on there, and they were crawling throughout that course. And it all comes together. It's all 3D printed, and it comes together like a puzzle, like the interlocking pieces. So you can kind of mix them and match them to get like a different course. That was cool. And so everybody kind of huddled around that and watched them play with that for a while. And I made hot dogs in the back of the truck, and it was just a good time, man. Lots of people there that you haven't seen. Lots of talking. There was even people coming from... just in town, just trying to see what's going on. And so we were all kind of talking to them and, sharing what's...
It's a very small town there, so
Yeah.
I'm not surprised you had random people come up and join.
Yeah, we had one guy, he had a Jeep Compass. Or no, not Compass. What's the Commander? Big old fucked up Jeep Commander, and he was talking about coming out and doing some of this, and he's like, well, you got a card? I'm like, no, this isn't my group or anything. I'm just, I was just telling him about it. And Derek comes up. I said, this is the boss, man. And he goes, you got a card? And he goes, no, it's all online. And the guy kind of gave him a stink eye from that. And I was like, dude, everything is now. It's like, you're not going to get like a magazine or anything out of it. Like, so that was pretty cool. And Midwest 4x4 had some patches and stuff for sale. Stickers, patches, some t-shirts, some hats. They actually had some merch. I think I'm used to seeing them with like shirts and stuff, but not like patches and stickers like decals. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
I've seen stickers a couple times.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen patches yet. I'll probably get a patch because might as well since I bought from them.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, they should just give that to you when you buy it. That should just go on your truck.
Oh, I know, true.
You should tell them that. He's like, it's the least you could do. So, and then Brian showed up from Midwest, and he brought the FJ that they're working on. So they just picked up an FJ a little while ago that they're going to turn into like their... it's not a show truck, but it's the truck that they bring around to shows to have all their products and stuff in and to advertise. But the truck itself isn't going to be the show, I guess. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so that was pretty cool. It was just nice to see everyone. So we did that. It started to trickle right as we were all getting ready to leave. We stayed for a couple hours. It was just nice enough that, the kids were playing. It wasn't really raining or nothing. It was getting chilly, but we just went inside the tent. We had that tent popped up in front of the truck. I have some pictures on my Instagram for anybody who wants to see how Rigs and Coffee was set up and all that. But we had all that set up, and we went in there when we wanted to get away from the wind a little bit. And I can tell you what, the wind was blowing pretty decently. I'd say 10 mile an hour. Enough to move the awnings and stuff, and it makes stuff kind of flap around a little. You wouldn't even know it was moving inside that tent from the outside, from the inside. You couldn't even tell. So I hope that's a good omen. We're going to find out. I agreed to do the East Side camp trip that Zach's doing. So that's going to be early April, I think. Let me double check here. Because I don't think we have anything going on. So, and Sienna had the weekend.
No. I think because Alex has the turkey run thing that he's part of.
Yeah.
It's late April, so I don't think he was planning anything big for April.
Yeah, no. I
think the next...
It's April 18th is the East Side trip.
Yeah.
So we're going to go do that, and I'm going to bring the diesel heater and stuff just in case it's still cold, and we're going to test out the tent. But I set it up on my own. This is the first time I set up a 8-person tent by myself and put it away by myself. But, it's not that it's hard or anything, but two people just make it way easier. And but that was really nice. We just sat in there. We just threw the chairs in there like you guys did with your gazebo and relaxed in there to take a break. So yeah, we got home from that. Talked with Benji from had something in my face. Newfound Overland.
Yep.
And we talked to Benji.
And
what?
I was gonna say something, but not biggie.
I
was gonna say also Midwest Outfitters.
Yeah. Midwest Adventure Outfitters. Yeah. But we talked a little bit because I saw something on his page, and I said, "Well, I'd love to do a podcast with you if you were, open to it." And so we ended up doing an episode. I think it's going to come out tomorrow. So for the people who are listening to this, it should be already out. So check that out if you want. I mentioned botches a couple of times, but really we're just talking about all sorts of other shit too. Just about the overlanding climate and what's going on with it and what we see, trends, this and that. So yeah, we were supposed to only talk for 40 minutes, and Benji likes to talk and I love to talk. So yeah, I mean, that's why without me here, Alex says that sometimes it gets a little quiet. But no, we ended up talking for probably 2 hours. So interesting to see how much of that actually stays in the podcast. We got off rail a couple times, and I tried to circle back and make it a part of it. But I haven't talked to Benji since... Benji was one of our first interviews, I think, with Botches, right?
Yeah. I think he was one of the first.
Yeah, and I hadn't talked to him in person since we had that phone interview with him. Because he was in his truck getting ready to go somewhere or do something. So I hadn't talked to him in person since then. Chatted over Instagram a few times and on Facebook a few times, but yeah, no, it was a great time. Really enjoyed it. He's a great dude, as always. We knew that, and hopefully we're going to get something figured out to do a couple more in the future. And then I also made the plans to go down to Friendsgiving because I wanted to go and see those guys. So instead of Jasper's birthday is on the 18th, and I think Friendsgiving's on the 20th. So I think we're just going to spend Jasper's birthday down there.
It's the weekend before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So I think we're just going to
when he's done it,
spend the birthday down there, and maybe maybe we'll take a couple trails around the Ozarks, or maybe something around there just to say that we saw some stuff, and we'll see. We'll see how everything plays out. It's a lot warmer down there that time of year, so hopefully I won't need my my heater or anything. He said the last year everyone was around in their t-shirts pretty much.
Yeah. I think it got kind of cool at night because it was very misty and stuff in the mountains.
Yeah.
Where we were at, so it was kind of chill for the most part, but you could probably run around in t-shirts almost all day.
Yeah. At night, though, it'd be good with just a sleeping bag. You wouldn't need like a diesel heater, right?
No. Me and Alan survived in our sleeping bags and our tents. We had the winter kit on, but other than that, you could have probably survived without it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wonder what
I know. I think a couple of them bought their diesel heaters out just to have, though.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll do that, too. It's looking like I might have the space to be able to throw that extra stuff in there now and just keep it around, but I don't see a point in having the diesel heater in the truck unless I'm using it, so I won't have it in there unless I actually plan to use it while camping. And once summer comes around, it's just going to get tossed back in the house, so yeah.
Benji was our first interview.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, we started it off big. We started off with Benji and just went downhill from there. No, we had a lot of cool interviews. If it's a little bit more amateur than what we are now. Our interviews, the style, we were just getting used to doing it, the recording equipment and our techniques that were kind of new. So it's a lot less refined than it is now, but they were still really good quality reviews. And we had Cindy Pope and, we had Radio Chatter and I forget the one guy. There's a couple. I mean, there's a few of them. And this is what, now going on to our third year of doing this?
Season. Yep.
Yeah.
Third season.
2.5 year, though, right? Like, it's been about 2.5 years. Almost. I just round up to 3.
I would say 2 1/3 because technically we started in October, so it was like tail end of the
2 1/3
year.
Yeah, okay. That's good. That's still a good amount of time. We have a lot of episodes. If you're hearing all these now, we talk about a lot of stuff that we try not to talk about again, but we might be bringing up some stuff from our older episodes to update. So kind of, this is where we were 2 years ago. Now let's see where we're at, because as we talked about in our last podcast, we've changed a lot in those 2 years. So we might be bringing a couple of those topics back to see if anything in our minds have changed. I know my mind has changed quite a bit from then, and my experience has gone up. I'm a lot more daring than I was, and that's probably Mark and Alex's fault for making me go and making me do these trails, and then me realizing that I can do them and it's not so bad. It's just I have horrible mechanical sympathy for Barry, and I just do not want to see him hurt. I talked about that a little bit with Benji about how, when we do our trip, Barry's the name of my truck for anybody who might just be listening, but I always will pat Barry on the steering wheel and be like, "Good boy, good job, man. You made it. You got us through it, man." And I swear to God, he listens. Like, he's all about it. I always apologize to him after we do something hard. I'm like, "Good job, man. You didn't break down right in the middle of it. I'm proud of you. I promise I'll be nicer." I'm like, "I promise I'm going to give you a really good car wash. I'm going to give you some premium fuel, get you some, fuel additive. I'll change your oil. Like, you're going to be spick and span, buddy. Like, we're going to get you taken care of." And now, other than a few little incidents, he's never let us down. We've never had that problem. So, I mean, like I said, little instances that we could fix right there. But I'm a firm believer that he is he's a living thing. So I'm not I won't ever treat him that poorly on purpose. So, have you named your car? Did we name her?
I don't think I have. I'm trying to remember.
Like Silva?
I think Sylvia has popped up. Yeah, like Sylvia.
Beatrice.
I think that's popped up in my head. I was thinking more just the silver.
Yeah. Beatrice just sounds like a stubborn old lady. That's right now. That's kind of what your truck's reminded me of, is a stubborn old lady.
Yeah.
Maybe call her like
sure has been.
Kathleen or something like that. Give her a stubborn Helga. I don't know.
I mean, she might as well. She's spent a good amount of my money in the last couple months.
Call her Goldie, 'cause she's a gold digger. Just taking all your money. Yeah. Which would be kind of funny because she is silver, so to call her Goldie would be interesting. But, well, all right. Well, this is our wrap. We're going to head off and try to figure something out for an hour. And you know what? Maybe we'll bring back one of our old episode topics and rehash it out and see. But until then, we will see you on the next one.
Catch you guys later.